This is the Slots and Sockets Podcast, episode number 105. I am one of your hosts, IRD Moose, and my partner in crime,
Turbo Penguin.
Happy Tuesday, Turbo. How you doing today?
Doing good. Good.
Good.
It's the summertime, so things tend to be a little bit slower in the tech news, but they also tend to be faster in real life. So that's why you're gonna. I think from here on out, people just need to be aware that the whole Monday thing might get pushed back or delayed in the summer months. But
yeah, sometimes life has a habit of conspiring against us at times. So, our recording day may vary, but this time it was me.
Yes.
Just so we're clear. But yeah. But we do have a couple of interesting stories despite the rather slow news cycle lately. And what's our first one we want to talk about?
I think we should talk about Steam controller. Now, there's plenty of people who have done Steam controller teardowns and reviews, but I just want to point out, I think it's good that we have a Steam controller. And it's, as you get really nerdy into it, you realize that there's been a lot of time and effort that have going into making the Steam controller very steamy and very controller-y. It's really kind of really cool. It is there is a lot of tech and innovation that has gone into that, which I think is really cool. It's kind of like a hybrid Hall effect sensor, but on a little bit better version of that. So the question really is going to be, how well do the sensors and the sticks work over long term? I don't think anyone's really having any concerns over it. I think it's really fun that you've got another controller to pick from. The honest truth is I've always been an Xbox guy when it comes to controllers, even though I don't typically use controllers. So I did try to get one. Obviously, like everybody else, failed miserably. But I am very interested to try that. I think it's value-wise, I think it's a good value. $100 for a controller. I think it's probably better than like an Elite 2. But again, for me, the kicker is going to be really trying to find out how it fits in my hands and how I like it. I like the Xbox controller because it fits way better than the Sony PlayStation one does.
Same here.
It's bigger, and the PlayStation controller seems smaller. Now, this is interesting size. It does look bigger, but it's just kind of like how it feels and how it grips. So I'm really interested to try that.
Well, if it fits my hands anything like the Steam Deck does, which, I mean, granted, you got a big ass screen in the middle there. I think it's probably going to fit you pretty well, because the Steam Deck fits me a lot like the Xbox Elite and Elite 2 controllers fit me. So
is it the same really ergonomics as the Steam Deck? Is that what it is?
Similar. It's closer together, of course, because you don't have the big ass screen.
Yeah.
But it's got the same rear buttons. It's got all the same shoulder layout. The big difference in the layout on the controller is let me grab my Steam Deck real quick.
Hey, get your Steam Deck real quick. Well, he's talking about getting his Steam Deck.
Because
talk about
the layout is slightly different, but the only concern I ever really had was using these touch pads or accidentally inputting on these touch pads when I'm using the stick. And actually, I'm off frame here, so you can see my big meaty palm kind of covers the. See, I'm still doing it. Terrible. I am terrible at presenting. So my hand kind of covers the touchpad here, and one of my concerns was just accidental input from moving around, but that doesn't really happen in games that properly support the Steam Deck. In other games where the Steam Deck controller has to emulate something like a keyboard and mouse or anything like that, um, that is a bit of an issue. But if it's a game that says it works on the Steam Deck, it should work just fine on the Steam controller as well. Um, and yeah, I mean, if my experience on the Steam Deck has been any indicator, I think you'll probably love the Steam controller. The only thing about the ergonomics is they did the PlayStation style stick positions where it's more inboard. Um, I actually prefer the way the Xbox does it, but you know, if it doesn't bug you, it doesn't bug you.
We'll
So
try it out. The
yeah,
nice thing is that it's not super expensive. I think it's kind of what people would expect to pay. And I think that, from reviews at least, it feels like you're getting like a premium device, like an elite style, like hardware package
yeah.
for not the elite
Yeah.
style price, which I think
Well,
is really good.
it kind of falls in between the price of the standard controller versus the elite. The standard controllers are usually like 60, $70, and this is $100.
Yeah.
The elites are 150 to 200 depending on which one you get and who you get it from. So, it falls kind of right in that sweet spot of, well, you want the elite controller. Well, this has the only thing that this has that the elite doesn't have is, well, besides the lack of Microsoft, is the interchangeable thumbsticks. And
I do like that on the elite. I like
I
the interchangeable thumbsticks and the D-pad. I
yeah,
like that quite a
yeah.
bit.
The Elite 2, though, I'm not a fan of the way they did the thumbsticks because they only gave you one really tall thumbstick. And on the Elite 1, I preferred to have the two tall ones. And you can't even swap them between the Elite
You know
1 and
what you
2.
do? What I did is I bought an accessory kit on Amazon for $10, and
Yeah.
it had an extra tall stick, and I used that.
Oh, I didn't realize that they did that. Okay, cool. I mean, maybe I'll do that. Cool.
And
Well,
speaking of hardware news,
yeah.
wanted to talk, and this is kind of interesting. There's a couple of things hardware wise. Um, Antec has kind of made a push with a new set of cases, their Flux series. Now, Antec, for a lot of the guys, the Antec 900 was it was the case to have many, many, many moons ago.
I had
And
one. Yeah. Everybody
after
everybody I knew had one.
after the 900, Antec just seemed to have fallen off and shot themselves in the head or something because I guess they made stuff, but it hasn't been very relevant. And they've really done at least decent job at making a product worthy of their name. Now,
Right.
a little bit ago, they had the Antec 900, like the reborn version, and it did not get reviewed very well. And
Yeah.
they have
Yeah.
since come back and made this Flux version, the Flux and the Flux Pro, and it looks good. Now, I have not built with it yet. I think the problem I have with Antec, and this is for a lot of hardware, especially in the PC case space,
Mhm.
is that you've got some really well known brands that have made cases for a long time and know a lot about making well done cases, that are making cases for a fairly decent price. I mean, the notion that you can get a Leanne for sub $100 and it's a really well designed and laid out case is so nice. And it's currently
Yeah.
what I'm running right now. It's just a lot of competition, and so I think that the Antec looks good. Um, I don't know. I'm a creature of habit. I like to do things that I know work, and when I do them, they work, and I continue to do that unless there's a reason for me to stop doing such things.
Mhm.
I like the look of the Antec, but I don't know if I would necessarily go out and just go like, let's go build one. Maybe I'll build a moose computer with one, but I don't know if I want to do it. Like, I want to actually play with it first. Uh, I don't know.
And
I'm interested,
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to be the first guinea pig per se. Um, but there are cases that both we and you were talking about that actually I would be interested in being a guinea pig for, specifically the retro case from Silverstone.
Mm-hmm.
I I tell you, I really liked that. I also realize that there's probably a lot of trade-offs on the cooling side of things with that case specifically. Um, because
Maybe
if you look
not.
at the intake and the exhaust, it
Mhm.
is a little one-sided. Um,
Yeah.
but but
Still got the
I
top and you still got bottom ventilation too. So it's not completely cut off.
that aesthetic, I might be willing to compromise
Right.
to have the look because I love that look. I think that look is just really really cool because that's PCs how they originally were. You
Yep.
know, you had a
Especially if it
big
doesn't
thick
yellow like the old
steel.
cases.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean the yellowing I think is okay.
I mean,
Um,
I don't care for it, but if I buy something that's white, I want to stay white. But
it's
if you
kind of the
like your
thing though, right?
bromated
I mean,
plastics, then
yeah, I mean,
get your
I think
bromate on.
it's yeah. Um, that and then hardware wise, we did talk about the 9950 X3D2. Don't buy it; it's kind of silly.
Yeah.
You just get more RAM if you really wanted it. Right now, in fact, that's really the X3D2 is a part you should not be buying because now they're doing sales on the normal 9950 X3D, which you can get that for like $500-600. It's like
Mm.
$200-300 off. So if you are in that or you're a gamer and you need like high core count for some creativity stuff, the
Yeah.
9950 X3D is the processor to get because it's not stupid expensive and it does have both sides, both the X3D and it's a 1632 core part, which I think is
Right.
look, if you need it, you should absolutely look at it.
Yeah. It's going to be a very narrow use case where the X3D2 makes any kind of sense. And a lot of times it's going to end up being a similar use case to the 9950 X3D. So, I mean, if you aren't going to saturate all 8 cores on one die and then need the other 8 cores to do stuff that needs that 3D cache, then still don't do it. Like it's not going to help you. You're just throwing money at it for bragging rights. And I mean, okay, yeah, if you go to a LAN party and you're like, oh yeah, I got a 9800 X3D2 and all I play is solitaire.
I don't think a lot of people go to LAN parties.
Fair. I mean, PDX last we went was pretty packed.
Yeah, when they happen, they're full.
Yeah.
But with that being said, cases that's kind of it. Really, as far as hardware goes, that's it. There really isn't.
Yeah, there
anything
isn't a whole
else.
lot. I mean, the Flux Pro does look cool, and it looks like it reviewed pretty well on Gamers Nexus. So, as did the the other case we were just talking about that I literally drew a blank on. The FLPO2, yeah, the Silverstone. So I mean, they both look decent, and yeah, I can see where some of the airflow concerns come from on the Silverstone, but I mean, I don't know that that's quite such a big deal. I mean, like you said, the aesthetic there is just like if they wanted to trigger all the nostalgia things in people who grew up in the 90s with building PCs, that's it right there. They nailed it. But yeah, I think on that bombshell, we will call it a relatively short show for this evening. And thank you all for watching. Do remember to jump down the doobly-doo down below and give us a like and subscribe and leave a comment and, tell us how bad we are at podcasters for being late a week. And yeah, until next time, have fun storming the castle.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.